In this video, I'm going to walk you guys through the best Korean cushion foundation and concealer that makes your my skin but better look with great coverage. So let's get started. If you are not familiar with cushion foundation, it's basically a liquid foundation packed into a compact. Instead of bottle like this regular foundation, the formula itself is soaked in this sponge. So you are going to use this puff that comes with it to apply the product. This cushion puff itself is actually different from the sponge you can find on the Western market. It's thin and cushiony and is specifically designed to work with cushion foundation. Cushion foundation actually started in South Korea, so that's why there are tons of options in Korean market. The reason why I like cushion foundation is because it's easy to use. You just dab the puff directly into the sponge and apply on your face. Because you're pressing and dabbing the product onto your skin, it allows you to stick better and blend better than when you're just using this type of buffing brush. There are tons of cushion foundation options out there, but today I'm going to focus on the brands that carries more than 5 shades. 10 years ago, most cushion foundation carry only 3 shades, and even the darker shade was not my match. It was too light for me. But nowadays, there are so many options that you can choose from Korean brands. They have 40 or 30 shades. So I'm going to start with this brand, and this brand's cushion foundation actually the first product that released more than 30 different shades. And this is TIRTIR Mask with Red Cushion Foundation. I tried more than a year right now ever since they launched this product, so I could give you a more in-depth review. This is really high coverage, matte, fixing formula type of foundation. It's not something you expect from natural looking, glowy look, but I use it when I want my pores looking blurry and looking smooth, and when I want my makeup last all day. I have all shades of TIRTIR Cushion Foundation, and they have 40 different shades, and I normally choose between 23N and 24N. Depends on my skin tone during the summer or winter. I found that 23N's undertone is my perfect match. It's more like a neutral side, not too warm or not too cool. But for overtone, I found that 24N is my perfect match. But I found that it looks a bit orange on my skin, so I wish they have more like neutral olive undertone shades that will look more natural than just looking orange. For formula, I would say this one has very dense, highly pigmented and high coverage formula that just fix your skin instantly, so that it makes your skin blurred, smooth, without like any dewy or shine finish. As soon as you apply it onto your skin, you can feel the sense of fixing formula that attaches your skin very quickly by dabbing it onto your skin. Once it blends into your skin, you can feel the matte and satin finish after drying, and leaves a slight tackiness, but if you apply a really thin layer of it, you wouldn't feel that much. And a lot of people complain about oxidation from this product. The shade gets darker once it's dry, and that's because it has a lot of fixing matte formula that dries down your skin quickly, so the color gets changed. So if you are contemplating between lighter shade or darker shade, I would recommend you to choose lighter shade, because once it dries, it can get a little bit darker, so it's better to choose a lighter shade. This product has really high coverage, so if you prefer a more natural look, it's better to adjust the amount of product on the back of your hands for more thin layer or more natural look. So when I apply the product, I dab gently and always make sure to adjust the amount of the product I want to use on the back of my hands. Otherwise, you are going to use too much of the product. After getting a thin layer of the product, I apply gently by dabbing mainly on the center of my face where I want more coverage. Since it has matte fixing formula, it's great to cover my pores really well. It makes your pores blur smoothly, especially blackheads on my nose. Overall, if you haven't tried any Korean cushion foundation and you want something that carry a lot of shades so that you have more options to choose, this could be a good product to start with, especially if you have oily or combination skin and you live in a humid, hot weather country. This will be a great option for you. As someone who has dry skin, I don't think this is something that I would wear like during the winter or when I want like very natural look, but it still works really well to blur out my pores and to achieve that mattified, blurry skin look. Now let's move on to my all-time favorite cushion foundation, and this is actually be my third or fourth cushion, and it is JUNGSAEMMOOL's Essential Skin Nuder Cushion. I first started using back when I was learning makeup at the JUNGSAEMMOOL Makeup Academy, and I tried all of their products, and one of the reasons why I love their base makeup product specifically is because it's undertone. Most of like Korean brands foundation or cushion foundation lean towards more pink or cool tone because people in Korea normally prefer a more brightened look, so they put a lot of pink or cool tone color in the foundation. But this brand itself is created by Korean makeup artist JUNGSAEMMOOL, and she's known for creating more like natural looking skin-like look without trying to change the skin tone color or skin color itself. So she didn't put anything like cool pinkish tone in every single of their foundation or any type of base makeup products. So when I try this shade, it doesn't have any that cool or pinkish tone in it. It's like true neutral undertone. You know the concealer palette I use a lot to cover my pimples or any like hyper pigmentation. That one is also one of my favorite because it has the perfect neutral undertone that matches my skin perfectly. So I highly recommend to try this brand's base makeup product if you prefer that neutral skin-like color. This was actually my first Korean cushion foundation that found my perfect match. Now I use this 25N. This one has neutral undertone. If you compare it to TIRTIR's 23N or 24N, you will notice that JUNGSAEMMOOL shade is more neutral, which makes it more neutral and skin-like. It matched with my skin tone really well. Maybe if I compare to the perfect shade that has neutral olive undertones, this might seem more like cool tone or a little bit pinker than the true perfect match shade, but it still looks very natural on my skin. Another thing I love about this product is packaging. If you open the cap, there's a skin-like palette inside that you can blend the foundation so that you can get more like a thin layer of the product and more even coverage. I think this is such a unique detail. This is definitely thoughtful design that you will only get from a makeup artist perspective. As for the formula, it feels really hydrating at first and you can instantly sense the moisture. JUNGSAEMMOOL actually has 3 different types of cushion foundation, and this one has the most natural coverage and glowy finish. When I blend the product, it has a lot of playtime compared to TIRTIR cushion foundation because it's hydrating, but once it's blended into the skin, it sets to a satin-like finish with a soft sheer glow. For coverage, I would say this one has medium coverage, and compared to other like Korean cushion foundation, this one has more natural coverage. When I use the product, I always blend the product on the skin-like palette or on the back of my hands to make sure that I get thin layer of the product. This is also great to cover my blackheads and pores and make them look blurry. Once it's applied all over my face, it doesn't feel heavy at all. It gives a decent coverage with a natural finish. Overall, if you are looking for a cushion foundation that's not too orange or not too yellow and you want that glowy finish type of look, this will be a perfect option for you. Next up is Parnell's Cicamanu Serum Cushion Foundation. After TIRTIR big shade expansion, I think this is probably the second brand that comes with more than 30 different shades. As the name said, it's infused with cica, which is calming skincare ingredient. So it really feels like skincare meets makeup product. And I tried all of their 40 different shades and I found that my perfect match is 25N, and this one has neutral undertone. If I compare to others, 24N leans cooler, 23 is more balanced but too light for me, and 25N has that warm neutral undertone that suits me best. As soon as you touch the formula, you can feel it's cooling and hydrating. That's because it's packed with skincare ingredients like Centella asiatica manuka honey extract and maracasite, all known for their soothing and calming properties. So it definitely feels more hydrating than other cushion foundation. Even when you apply the product without blending, it doesn't dry out, so it's still hydrating and gives you plenty of time to work with. And after I blend it to my skin, the finish is very glowy, dewy, but not that greasy, oily glow. For coverage, I would say this one has medium coverage, similar to the JUNGSAEMMOOL cushion foundation. It goes really lightly on my skin, and this is something that gives me that radiant, glowy skin look with some coverage. And since it has hydrating pigment, it doesn't accentuate my fine lines or anything. So it is that type of glowy glass skin look. I feel like this is what cushion foundation should be. It has light coverage, glowy finish, and gives you that natural look. And also it's packed with hydrating skincare ingredients. It's a whole package for that natural look, and if you prefer that kind of look or if you have dry skin, it's gonna be a perfect option for you. Now we are moving on to another skincare meets makeup type of foundation, and it is Unleashia's Babe Skin Baby Blue Cushion Foundation. It has a very unique packaging, and I don't think this can be considered as cushion foundation because it is an airless pump foundation that you just press aside and the product comes out from this hole. I think this is very hygienic way to use foundation because the normal cushion foundation sponge exposes the air, so whenever you open the product it can dry out, but this one is in this package so it can stop the formula drying out. For the shade, I use this shade 25, and this one also has neutral undertone, but compared to this JUNGSAEMMOOL cushion foundation, this one has definitely more like cool tone undertone. The formula itself feels hydrating while blending at first, but once it's blended it feels more satin-like velvety finish, so it just sets your skin quickly. I feel like for texture it feels thicker and denser compared to like glowy cushion foundation. You can definitely tell the consistency is more concentrated, so it gives you that blurry type of skin look. I would say the pigmentation is pretty strong for a cushion, so a little goes a long way. So it works best when applied in thin layers and tap in quickly with the cushion puff. But if you get the thin layer of the product, you can get that my skin but better look. So overall, if you're looking for something that's between this TIRTIR cushion foundation and this JUNGSAEMMOOL cushion foundation that has skincare meets makeup type of look but still with satin matte finish, you will like this product. Now we are moving on to liquid foundation from Korean brands, and the first product is this Hera Silky Stay Longwear Foundation. I think the brand Hera is trying to position themselves as luxury Korean brand, and when I found that this foundation price, I was really surprised because it was more expensive than the ones at Sephora actually, so it's very pricey one. I feel like this foundation could be a Korean version of NARS foundation. You know that NARS foundation gives you satin, silky finish type of look with more lightweight formula, and this product does the same job but more in a natural way. For the color, it comes with 12 different shades, and unlike cushion foundation, I don't think the liquid foundation from Korean brand carry that much options, but 12 shades is still generous compared to other Korean brands. I use a shade 25 and 1 Amber, and it said it has neutral undertone, but I would say this one leans more neutral warm because I could see more like a yellow undertone in it. But at least I'm glad that it doesn't look too orange on my skin, because whenever I try neutral undertone shade from Korean brand that is darker than 23, most of them look too orange or too warm, but this one is pretty good neutral skin-like color. The formula is creamy but fluid, not too watery, not overly thick, so it spreads easily and feels lightweight once blended, even though it looks quite pigmented out of bottle. The texture is very smooth and silky, and on the skin it feels soft and light, almost like a thin veil. Once you blend into your skin, it's like semi-matte finish, so it gives you like the subtle blurred effect but not that flat skin look. For coverage, it has buildable medium coverage, so one layer is enough to cover redness or even up your skin in a natural way. Second layer will give you that glam perfected skin-like look. I think this formula itself is best to use with that spatula technique because it has really lightweight and a bit liquid formula, so it spreads really easily with spatula, and if you blend it with cushion puff or any sponge, you can get more natural look. Overall, if you want to get the sophisticated, medium coverage, and semi-matte finish look, you will like this product, but the thing about this product is the price. So if you find that other options at Sephora is too matte, or you want more like natural Korean skincare like look, you can give it a try. Now let's move on to another foundation, and it's actually known for affordable version of Estee Lauder Double Wear Foundation in Korea, and this is Etude Double Lasting Foundation. If you ever use that Estee Lauder foundation. It has high coverage with that dense pigmented formula, and once you apply it to your skin, it dries out really quickly and sets really strong. So it's really known for long-lasting and full coverage look. I feel like this can be a good alternative options for that Estee Lauder foundation because it has pretty similar formula, but it's definitely more natural look than Estee Lauder foundation. For the color, it has a relatively broad shade range for K-beauty brand. I used the shade 25 and 1, and this one has neutral undertone, and this one looks pretty similar to Hera foundation 25 and 1, but it looks a little bit lighter and also has more cooler tone, whereas Hera foundation looks warmer. The formula is smooth and fluid, so it spreads easily with just fingers, and once I blend into my skin, it feels soft and lightweight, and it dries really quickly, so you need to blend a little bit fast. And as I said, it has matte finish, so it reduces all the shine on your face. So if you prefer more natural look, you might need to use really tiny amount of this product or mix it with other moisturizer to get more like dewy look. For coverage, it has full coverage. It covers blemishes, redness, like all the discoloration perfectly. So when I use the product, I try to get a small tiny amount of this product so that I could get more natural look. And for this look, I also like to use that spatula technique so that I can get the thin layer of the product. Overall, I think this one is really budget friendly, long lasting matte foundation that can be a good alternative for that Estee Lauder foundation. Also, it gives you a more natural look. Now let's move on to concealer, and I actually have one concealer options because I don't think there are that many affordable and also good shade range concealer options in Korean market, so I have only one options, and this is the JUNGSAEMMOOL Cover Perfection Tip Concealer, and I have these two shades, 175 and 02, and I found that these two shades still look too light on my skin, but I think this will be great for people with more light medium skin. I still find it can be used as more like highlighter on my face, like the center, like cheek area or forehead, to make it look more prominent. The reason why I picked this product is because it's really affordable. As long as I remember, it was like $5-ish, so it's so cheap. And if I compare this product with other affordable options in Western market, I feel like this formula feels so much better, less drying. Even though this one has pretty high coverage, it feels lightweight and more natural than other drugstore concealer out there in the Western market. The consistency is dense, high coverage, really rich formula. So once you blend into your skin, you can feel that dense, like fixing matte type of feel that you can feel from like high coverage product. I would say this is great to use as highlighter to brighten your face. You can get much brighter look with small amount of this product because of its high coverage. Some people complain that they have issue that when they use this product, they have more like pimples popping up, but I don't have any issue with it. Overall, if you want to cover your under eyes or you want to like brighten your complexion with high coverage product and affordable price, this will be a great option for you. So these are all about my best Korean cushion foundation and concealer. I hope you guys find it really helpful. I wish I had more options for concealer especially, but unfortunately there are not that many options, especially shade ranges from Korean brands. But if there's any like product you want me to try, or if I miss any Korean brands product that has more shade range or good recommendation, please let me know in the comment down below. And the next series will be about Korean lip products, so I'm so excited to share my favorite Korean lip gloss, lipstick, lip tints. Please let me know if you have tried any of these products. I'd love to know about your thoughts on these products, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye!